As the battle for the US presidential election hots up, the Democrats use the second anniversary of the Supreme Court's decision overturning abortion rights to target the role of Donald Trump. It's an emotive issue, and leading the charge is Vice President Kamala Harris. At an event in the swing state of Arizona, Harris appealed to Latino women, saying 40% of Latinas of reproductive age live in states with an abortion ban.
2 years ago today, the highest court in our land took a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of America, from the women of America. And thereafter, in state after state, laws have been proposed and passed that criminalize healthcare providers. You know, in Texas, they provide prison for life. What's happening in our country? Women going through miscarriage, going to an emergency room for care, being denied care because the people at the hospital are afraid they'll be criminalized for providing care. Women who, not until they develop sepsis, are receiving care. And so let's understand the connection between this issue and elections, because Joe Biden has been very clear. When Congress puts back in place the protections of Roe versus Wade, he will sign it into law.
In May, Arizona lawmakers voted to repeal the state's 1864 ban on abortion after Republicans worried about the political backlash that could be prompted by supporting a near-total abortion ban. Harris attacked Trump at the event for his role in picking the Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe, saying it left young women with fewer reproductive rights than their mothers.
There are going to be many times in your life where you're going to be told that can't be done. It's never been done before. It's not time. They're not ready for it. And then this is the one I love. It's going to be a lot of hard work. Don't you listen. I eat no for breakfast. There is a movement afoot, and we are all part of that movement. You know, the people who were the leaders of this movement that got Roe to be the law of the land for 50 years, they have passed the baton to us. Yes. And the question is now, while we are carrying the baton, what are we doing with it? And I know we are taking our role and responsibility seriously. Think about the notion and the fact. A most fundamental right, the right to make decisions about your own body, is now being made by the government. But think about that regardless of your gender. If they can go for that, the most fundamental of rights, what's next? And check out that Dobbs decision that came down 2 years ago, because Clarence Thomas said the quiet part out loud. Contraception, same-sex marriage, what other rights could be at stake?
The issue seems to have a resonance with the voters.
I feel very empowered, especially as an African American Latina woman. It definitely influenced me to eat no for breakfast, just as Kamala Harris said, and definitely pushed me to keep fighting for rights, especially rights that are concerning my own body as a woman.
It's really important. I think, there's a changing dynamic, especially in Arizona. We know we're a swing state where it's a very important vote, so, I was just saying earlier, the dynamic has changed so much from when my mom was pregnant with me here in Arizona to me possibly being pregnant, being in my adult years, and what's at stake.
The landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade judgment that legalized abortion in the United States was struck down by the Supreme Court's conservative majority. As Trump seems to have an edge in the campaign, Biden supporters think raking up Roe v. Wade issue is a good idea.
This is wonderful as we face a big challenge ahead of us. We are a battleground state and we need all the support we can from our national supporters, and having the Vice President Kamala here today really sets a precedent because we have a lot ahead of us to win.